this video is over Shuai Chiao moving postures. What are Shuai Chiao moving postures? You haven't watched some of the other videos. They are an example of a throw that can be done in singles in a line pattern, or you can take and integrate them together into a right combination, or a right counter combination, we'll say. These are great for if you're doing Chang Tai Chi and you're working on the throwing aspect and you want to get better at the coordination of the movements. If you're a Shuai Chiao player and you want to get better at coordination or balance, all this stuff, these are great for that too. They're just the same as doing your Shuai Chiao 24 or your bell cracking or the cowbell. They are a good solo practice for you if you don't have a partner, or maybe you're at home and it's a weekend, whatever. There's no class and you want to practice, right? They're good for that. There's also a form is called touch and throw, and it's 88 pieces, and it's all throws combined together into a set. And a lot of these individual pieces that we do in these Shuai Chiao moving postures, they're just that. They're components that you would see also inside of that form. That's a contemporary form. I started working on that with my Sifu about 2001. So it's not like it's not that new, but it's not that old either. So anyway, we're going to work on a single setup, cut, or you can also call it chopping, and then we're going to look at it, combining it with some other throws from escapes. Now, every one of these throws, again, can be its own. So, like cut, just to give some examples, I could do it down, or I could do it up, here, or here. I'm not going to do them all, just 2 or 3 of them. Twist and spring. Arm circle, or arm circling throw. Horizontal throw. And if you think just like your 24 forms, if you're doing Shuai Chiao, these are great because it works all of these different aspects, but it is an aspect, or it's a variation on that throw. Your 24 forms, a portion of them are a throw, right? Like a very, right? But some of them are defensive tactics, or they're an aspect of a leg maneuver, or an arm maneuvers like elbow locking, right? So these are, let's say, more generalized and specific. If you're trying to practice these because you do Chang Tai Chi, the same way, right? You take your individual postures, you do them with line drills to help you improve your coordination, the fluidity of the movement, all of that stuff. And then, they're all interconnected back into a form. If you think the same thing with these, I practice these, and then later on you can learn this throw that has all of the pieces put together. And just think of it as an auxiliary form. It's not it's like my teacher says, it's difficult to, people want to see traditional stuff, but some want to see contemporary stuff. So it just depends on the person. So anyway, so let's look at the first move, cut, and then the guy's going to escape, and we're going to do inner leg blocking, right? So think of it like this. I've seized his arm, wrist and his elbow. I'm going to push at his chest, and I go to sweep this leg from under him, right? As I do, he kind of stretches his leg out to kind of take away the action of the trip. So when he does that, I'm going to take the hand from his chest and I'm going to grab the inside of his leg. As I do, I'm going to grab his waist and I'm going to use his leg like a lever and I'm going to kind of push him up and hook his other leg and dump it. Right? So here, catch, hook and push. Right? Catch, grab, hook and push. Again, do these on the left, do them on the right, do 2, 3 down, do 2, 3 back. Really get to help you to build that coordination. If I practice these moves like this solo, then when I do have a partner, I'm less concerned about, in other words, I know how I need to pivot and turn, how to hook the leg. Now I just need another person to realize it completely. Interleg hooking, right? So I go for the cut, I have his wrist and his elbow, my leg is behind his, and as I go to sweep his leg, he pulls the leg out to escape, which is kind of a common escape, right? And so as he does, this hand was already at his chest or what have you as I'm trying to do this, and as he goes to escape, you're just going to extend the leg and hook and dump him at a diagonal, right? You can also do it this way. As I go to do this and he escapes, you can take a step in. Seems to take a little bit longer. The distance this way is going to be maybe a little bit more. So it's you can take it at a diagonal, right? And to kind of take some of the length out of it. So like here, and then as he escapes, just extend the leg, hook, and push. Right? Here. Go to get him and hook. So I'm pushing his head this way, and I'm hooking the inside of his leg, right? And I'm pushing him at the same time. So I'm dumping this way, right? So I'm hooking the leg, pushing the head to the side. So I hook this leg, pushing this way to dump it. If you watch some of the application videos that I have, they should be in the playlist. It'll say Shuai apply technique, and you'll see each of these individual combinations. They're all right there. It's just take it out of that realm, practice it at solo. You can watch those videos and see how you can do it with a partner, improve your skill, and then you get out there and you try to work it with reactionary drills and things like that, or with your wrestling. Or for something. Twist and spring. Again, I go to get his leg, he pulls it out. This leg is exposed now, right? So I went this way, and as he goes to escape, I'm going to drop in and step, right? So I go here, I drop, I lift, and I pull, right? So I went for his leg, went to push him, and pull his leg, but he escapes. Just pick the leg up and step, hook, and drop. Again, you can see that in the other videos as well. Next, surrounding leg lifting. Same thing. This time I'm going to turn. So as I go to take this leg, he escapes. If I put it down here, I'm going to be too far away, right? So as I do this, I'm going to kind of drive the leg in, and I'm going to do my Steven stance, right? So here, I drive in, go for his neck, do my Steven stance, and I'm going to do leg lifting, you can do leg blocking, or tripping, what have you. I turn and I hook, right? Here. He goes to escape, I step, let's do my Steven stance. I'm going to wrap his head, and to be honest with you, you should already have a lock on that head, or you're cinching down on it by the time you get to this position. And then I lift and I pull. Try your best to turn this leg. If you leave it, I'm sure you're talking about. So if I do this and I step and I leave this leg like this, I'm not going to be able to rotate the hip as far. And two, you may end up rolling the knee. And if you do that over a repeated period of time, you can kind of cross some, maybe an injury or some chronic inflammation in the connective tissue in the knee joint. So you want to be sure that you turn into a marching stance like this, right, with the legs in the air. Still a marching stance. Here, here, and hit. And arm circling. I'm going to do it again with the leg lift. So I go here, and he goes to escape back, but he pushes the hand forward. I grab it, and one or two things are going to happen here. Well, there's more variables than that, but the two primary ones, he's either going to try to pull his arm free, or he's going to push forward with the arm. If he pushes forward with the arm, just release it, but be sure your hand's on the inside so that you can come under. You don't want him to push against you either, though. Or, if I come here, right, and he goes to escape, but he pushes in, and I grab it, and he goes to pull free, that's fine, let him. Just travel inside and be sure that you keep your forearm as close to his torso as you can so that you can go underneath his arm. Here, catch, and I'm going to do leg lifting again. Here. Right, I go to get him, he goes to escape, he tries to push in to help himself to keep me back, right? I grab the arm, and then he goes to pull it back. I go ahead and come on inside anyway, and then from here, I roll him over the top. Why do I want to secure that arm? Because I don't want him to use it to try to jam me or, use it to base off of me or that kind of stuff. So any of the moves where I come to the inside from the outside, I'm going to try to control the arm from the inside or the outside. Hip throw is a great example. One of the reasons I don't really like hip throw, but anyway. So say I go to do hip throw, and a lot of people won't control this arm. They think if they have this arm, they'll just shoot in and grab the belt or what have you, and that's where you'll get your arm jacked or locked or rolled. So when I come in for a hip throw, I'm going to control the jacket or his arm on this side, and to get this, I'm not going to move in until I can control this arm. Now, if I go for it and he goes to pull it back, sure, shoot on inside. But I really want to try to control it. And you can do, if you like hip throw, you can do the same thing, right? I go for the chop or the cut and he escapes. I can capture the arm, push down, and go for the waist in the same thing. Boom. Where are we at? Horizontal control. Same thing. I go to get the leg, he escapes, but this time he comes to the outside of my arm, right here, or like even if he's trying to hit you, right? He comes to the outside, right? So as he does, I attach my bridge to his to try to make the control, and when I do my steaming step, I'm going to wrap the arm. If I go to wrap it, I'm going to lift the leg. Here. In order to do this, he escapes, he tries to get me, I wrap the arm, I lift and push him out. And there is many other ones. So, to me, cut, outer leg hook, forward kick, knee seizing, leg seizing, there's more, but so we'll say those 4 or 5 moves. They're really great to get the action going. In other words, I use those as a setup. It's no different than if I was I'm coaching Sanda and or even an application in the street. I'm not going to just lead in and try to get a hold of the guy, right? I'm going to do something step by step. I may throw with a kick or come up with some form of a strike to try to get attached to his bridge and then to execute a throw, right? I would even do that in Sanda to an extent, and especially out there on the street. You would want to lead in with some form of a offensive action to try to create an advantage for yourself. It's one thing, you're sitting there and you're putting gas in the car and somebody comes up and attacks you. I mean, that's different. It's purely reaction or responsive. But I'm talking about somebody provoking you or trying to threaten you. the longer you wait, a lot of times you can say we can de-escalate the situation. Well, if you can't, right? Or if you can't, and you sit there and you wait for this guy to attack you, he's getting more and more courage and more confidence to do this because, you know, maybe he's verbalizing, whatever it may be. We don't want to give him that upper hand. And two, being able to put him on defense or on counterattack serves us well, right? The same thing with the Chongqi Tai Chi. I'm not going to sit here like this and do Chong Tai Chi and I'm going to wait for this guy to run his mouth for 5 minutes and then attack me however he wants to attack me. I'm going to lead in with something, a kick or a strike. It's just, if you think like that, if for application, for self-defense, if you're doing Chongqi Tai Chi, most, I won't say all, but I'd say a large percentage of the people that do Tai Chi would not think that way. They're going to wait, they want to borrow your energy. Well, I want to borrow your energy too, but I may need to provoke you because I don't know what you're, what maybe you might do, right? If I just sit here and wait on him, whatever, he may run and roll on the ground or, do a flying kick or try to throw a punch at me or throw something at me. I don't want to give him those options. I want to limit his variables. So I don't mean to get off on a tangent, but anyway, if you're practicing these moving postures, and all of these can be done as individuals. You can do one that way, one this way, or three that way, three back this way. They're really good for your cardio, your overall coordination, the strength of your body, the mobility of your body, and also it helps you associate a movement with the name. The more you do that, the more fluent you become in it. Just like the people that do Tai Chi. The more they know the name and the movement, they can associate those, it becomes that much easier for them to grasp the routine of the form. And if they're doing it for application, and I say, okay, we're going to do step up and punch, or we're going to do turn and hammer and fetch arm. They know that move, and by associating it with a name, and now if they can improve it by working it with a partner and reactionary drills, they have a really rounded view. And I'll say that with this stuff for Shuai as well. I'm not saying that these are traditional Shuai by any means, but these are something that I've been working on with my teacher for 30 years. I used to, go to his house and he's got this huge deck that overlooks the Wild Basin Preserve. And Sunday afternoon and it's June and it's 100 degrees outside or whatever. And you're doing these line drills over and over, back and forth on this deck. And it really builds you up and it gives you time to think and process. So anyway, I hope you liked the video, and please look at some of the other playlists. There's a lot of other videos over different topics and things like that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like some of my videos, it makes it to where I don't promote any of my videos. I don't pay to do any of that kind of stuff. Maybe I should, but whatever. The more people subscribe or like the videos, the more that they're exposed to other people, or maybe some other people out there might like to see the videos too. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you liked it.